back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nile, and welcome back. I'm so excited to be doing this video finally. I have had this idea and plan for such a long time. I actually have already filmed like the second video in this series, but I needed to make a proper introduction. So hi, my name is Nile, and this is the first episode or first video in my new book series. So clearly, book series, reading series, I am going to be focusing these videos on my channel all about books, all about reading, as most people have throughout the past like year or so gotten right back into reading. I am one of them. So I used to read a lot as a child, and life happened and I stopped reading for a really long time until seriously this past summer of 2023, because it's a new year now, where I was going on vacation and I wanted to have a book to read on the beach. And so I went and I got a book, but I finished it before the trip came and I had to get another book, and that started my love for reading again. That sparked it back up, and I have been reading pretty religiously ever since. I feel like there are some books where like I read them slowly, but for the most part, I have read a book every month since then, and I love talking about it. Over on my Instagram channel, you can check me out over there, but I started posting reviews of all the books that I've read, and I had so much fun doing it, and I wanted to kind of find a community where I could talk more about books and people cared a little bit more. And so I of course found Book Talk, and I found BookTube, and I already had a YouTube channel, and so I thought, why not have a whole section on my YouTube dedicated to reading and to books? And so that's exactly, please excuse that plane, that was so rude. That is exactly what this is. So I'm really excited. I could talk about books forever. And yeah, so this is my new series, a new focus on my YouTube page, and I'm excited to be doing it. And I hope you guys enjoy the videos that are to come, enjoy the rest of this video, and yeah, let's get into it. So this first video, I thought, what better way to introduce a book series than go over my top reads of 2023. So I didn't know this, but I actually do have 5 exactly. There are no other ones. I have 5 of my 5-star reads of 2023, and I'm going to be sharing and reviewing them a little bit with you guys. I'm excited. I read, how many books did I read last year? 20 something books last year, which isn't a lot in like Book Talk or BookTube standards, but seeing as 1, I was a student, 2, I had just gotten into reading halfway through the year, I think I did pretty good. My goal for this year is to read 40 books, which is just doubling what I did last year, since I only read for the second half of the year. So yeah, I have 5 top reads of 2023, and I'm so excited to share them with you guys. So I'm gonna go in order of genre. This is not an order of how much I like them, except the last one might be my favorite read of 2023 and my favorite book so far. Starting with romance, I have 2 romance books that I can't wait to share with you guys, and yeah, and start with book number 1. So the first book on this list is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. I cannot say enough good things about this book. If you know me, you know that I love romance. That's what I originally started reading. I have now ventured into other genres such as thrillers, fiction, literary fiction, and nonfiction. Yeah, I know. Anyways, back to this book. Oh, it's so short. Look at how short this book is. I don't even know how many pages it is. It is 315 pages. It is short. Okay, that kind of seems long, but look at that. That's not long. This is like itty bitty. It is so good. So the book follows 2 ex-best friends, Bradley and Celine, and Celine thinks Bradley dropped her to be with cooler friends, and she's like too weird for him. So they're not really friends anymore. Debatable. They're very competitive, also, both of them. And so the book just follows kind of like the two of them. Celine wants to be a lawyer, and so she signs up for this survival camp hosted by a woman that she really admires, and somehow Bradley finds his way in the same exact program. And they team up through the survival course, and they, you know, talk more at school and stuff like that. It's really simple. It's really cute. I don't have anything bad to say. The commentary in this book is amazing. The writing is amazing. The story is amazing. It's very, very, very cute. It's a very, because of how easy to read and how good of a book it is so quick to finish. I can't imagine this having taken me longer than a week to finish, if it took me a week to finish. It's super, super cute. I think it does touch on mental health a little bit, because I think Bradley has OCD. Yeah, he has OCD. So it touches on mental health a little bit. It's very cute. I think it also does a really good job of breaking the barriers of what it means to be like a guy. Like, I feel like he's very in touch with his feminine side. At least that's how I read it. I just really, really enjoyed this book. I thought it was really cute. The only thing I will say is the survival thing kind of threw me off, but very, 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 very cute. 10 out of 10. I recommend this book to anyone who would listen. Next up in the romance genre is Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry, which is such a good book. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna finish this video without my cheeks bursting from how much smiling I'm about to be doing, because of how much I love all of these books. So, Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry is about this girl. Her name is Quinn. Was her name Quinn the whole time? Her name is Quinn, and she writes lists for everything. Every single thing has a list. And one day her journal, which has all these lists in it, and a very embarrassing list, and also like a things to do before you graduate or something like that, list, it gets stolen. And she thinks that Carter, this character here, who was the last person to have her journal, is the person behind it. The person who stole her journal creates an Instagram page and posts her list, forcing her to do stuff. Extortion. It's really crazy. And so her, Bennett, and a couple other characters, they team up to find and figure out, one, do all things on the list so that the big thing that she doesn't want spilled doesn't get posted. And then two, to figure out who stole her list. It's very cute. It's a little thicker than the other one, but it's really cute. I think it's a short read. The commentary is good. I think it does a really good job of connecting people. I mean, they come from two very different backgrounds, but it's cute, it's heartfelt, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Another Black romance for you to add to your shelf, because you probably don't have enough. I didn't say the author, but this book is by Joya Goffney. 10 out of 10. Love this book. Very cute. Oh, also, it did a really good job talking about confrontation, finding yourself, being sure of yourself. It was a really good coming of age, romance, but also coming of age story. So I really enjoy it, and I do recommend it. Moving on to the next genre, we have thriller. This next book is the first thriller that I've ever read, and oh my gosh. So the next book is called The Other Misses. Oh my gosh. If you don't read thriller, read it now. And if you don't read thriller, why aren't you reading? Why aren't you reading thriller? Why wouldn't you read thriller? So this book right here, oh my god. So it starts out kind of slow, and I want to pray for that. It is slow in the beginning, and that can be hard to deal with. I'm someone who doesn't like slow books, and it was not hard for me to deal with. It didn't feel like the plot was moving slowly to me, and the voice I read it in, it felt like the character was talking very slowly. So I will say that it felt like she was like talking very slowly. It does have multiple perspectives in this book, and so basically it's about this married couple and their family having to relocate to the husband's sister's house after she passes, and they take in his niece, and one of their neighbors shortly after they arrive is found dead. And the town, which is very close knit, is trying to figure out who did it. Quickly, of course, they think the new family in town did it because, of course, they don't trust them. And so it's kind of just trying to figure out who killed that lady. It's so horrible this because I read these books so long ago that it's hard for me to remember, but that's what happens. I don't want to say anything. I think it's best if you go into this book completely blind. Honestly, I don't think you should know anything. Because if you know it, go into it blind. It's about them trying to figure out, like I said, who killed their neighbor as soon as they got there. It's very interesting. It will keep you on your toes. You will be, at least I was, second guessing who I thought did it time and time again. The plot twist was done beautifully. When I tell you it was done beautifully, it was done beautifully. I'm gonna stop talking because, again, I want you to go into this book blind. I suggest this book a lot. This book was great. I loved reading this book. Now we're moving on to literary fiction, which I just tried at the end of last year, but I'm really excited about. So, 7 X's. This is a literary fiction written by Lucy Vine. It's such a good book. So the book follows main character. Her name is Esther, and she is happy. She's doing fine. She's doing okay. But she feels like she's missing a relationship in her life, and she feels like she needs to find the one. Her and her friends go to their local bar, and they find a magazine that has an old article talking about how you have 7 relationships before you meet your person you're going to be with forever. And she realizes that each of those stereotypes she has dated. And so the book is about her going back to all of these exes and trying to figure out which one is the one that got away, the one that she missed. Love this book. It was so good. I really loved it. I think it did a really good job of not only talking about romantic relationships, but touching on friendships and your relationship with yourself. I think for me, the premise of this book is discussing this is how I took it, how society kind of makes you feel like you have to be in a romantic relationship in order to feel fulfilled in your life, and how that may not always be the case. This book was funny. I loved all the characters. There was low-key a lot going on. It was really well done. I really enjoyed it. It was really interesting to see the other relationships that she'd been in. I was, from the beginning, trying to figure out who was the guy she was going to spend the rest of her life with, like which one was the one that got away. I recommend this book to anyone who will listen to me. Again, I really, really, really enjoyed this book. It is, I think this is like an average book size, but I really love this book. And look at this cover. Look at this cover. How do you not want to buy the book just based off the cover? They say don't judge a book by cover, but maybe sometimes. We have made it to my last 5-star read of 2023. This book, I'm so dramatic. This book might be my all-time favorite book. It's my favorite book of 2023 for sure, I think. And that book is called Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. This book is so good. When I tell you this book had me laughing out loud, I was like so frequently laughing out. Like, it was so funny. It's such a funny book. It is an amazing craft. Like, this book was written beautifully. Like, I don't think anyone is understanding what I mean when I say this book is beautifully written. It is amazing. So the book is about this book is about a robbery gone wrong that turns into a hostage situation at a viewing party at an open house for an apartment. Yeah. It's not gonna be at all you think it is. I love this book. So basically, for a better explanation, it is about this person who robs a bank, does not go well. Police are involved. They end up locking themselves in an open house, and there are people at the open house. And it's kind of just about the whole situation. It's about the people in the open house, about their lives, connecting all. It does a beautiful job of connecting every single character in this story. Every single character is beautifully written, beautifully connected. I mean, it is a good reflector book to make you think about life and the people in it, the people that you pass, the connections you may not know that you have. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh. The characters in this book are so funny. They're so real. Like, they're real crazy people that are just here, like random folks, like literally just random people doing random people things that you wouldn't, why, like, they're just, I love the characters. I love the book. I love everything about it. It's not super long. I recommend to anyone who will read it. It is the greatest book that I've read. Like, I don't know. I just really enjoyed this book. Like, I don't know. It was really, really good. If you haven't read it, I suggest reading it now, today. Order it. It is so good. Again, it's not super long. I flew through it. It was, again, so funny. I loved it. It was beautifully written. It's gorgeous. I loved it. You should read it. Go buy it. Okay. Thanks. So those are my top reads of 2023. I gave all these books 10 stars. I think I found issues with a couple of them, but none of the issues were like serious. I mean, no book is perfect, unless I'm talking about Anxious People or The Other Misses, or 7X's. Those books were definitely like my favorites. I feel like with romance, I find a lot of fault in those because I feel like an important aspect of romance books is the ending. And a lot of the endings are not what I want them to be. And that's just me. That's not what I want. I loved every single one of these books. I hope that you will at least look into them, at least put them on your TBR, hopefully buy them, hopefully read them, and hopefully come back and tell me what you think, because I'd love to have an open discussion about them, because again, I loved all these books. Like I said earlier, the first half of these books I read a really long time ago, and so it was kind of hard for me to remember everything, but it's also my first time doing this kind of content, so please be kind. But yeah, so in this new series that I'm doing, you can expect to find more videos just like this one. I will probably be doing a video at the end of every month to kind of wrap up what I've read that month, so you can definitely expect that. I'm excited to do that for the month of January because we have some interesting things going on. That I can't really talk to you guys about. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.